Alright, I want us today to talk about two types of people. Those who will submit their income tax returns and those who will not. So I want us to start with those who will submit. Who must submit? Those who must submit their tax returns. These types of people must submit their tax returns. The first one are those with multiple employers. If you have worked for more than one employer this financial period, this tax period from 1 March 2024 up to 28 February 2025, then you must submit your income tax return when the tax season opens in July. And then the second type of people who must submit their tax returns are those earning over 500,000 per annum. If your total remuneration for the tax period, for the set tax period is over 500,000, then you must submit your income tax return this season for the 2025 financial period. The third type of people who must submit their income tax returns are those with taxable allowances or benefits. Here we're talking about things such as a travel allowance and other fringe benefits that are taxable. If your payslip shows this kind of benefits, then you must submit your income tax return. The fourth type of people, if you have worked and earned income outside of the country, outside South Africa, you must submit your income tax return. The fifth type of people are those ones called provisional taxpayers. Provisional taxpayers are either they have registered voluntarily or they have been classified as provisional taxpayers by SARS. And these are normally people with businesses who have employment and also other sources of income. Provisional taxpayers. And then the sixth type of people is those who have been auto-assessed and do not agree with the auto-assessment. Then if you do not agree with the auto-assessment, then you must manually file your income tax return. So these are the type of people who must submit their income tax return this year. Okay, now let's talk about who should not submit their tax return. Let's talk about who should not submit their income tax return. The first group of people who must not submit their income tax return is those who had a single employer. You remember that in the previous in those that must submit are the people with multiple employers. Now, if you have worked for only one employer, then you are not required to submit an income tax return. And then if you have worked for one employer and your income is less than your total remuneration for the year, your total income remuneration for the year is less than 500,000. It's less than 500,000. And thirdly, if you have worked for an employer wherein PAYE was deducted. So this one is actually connected to this one. So you have worked for this single employer, and this employer was deducting pay as you earn. So you have already paid your tax, or should I say that your employer has already taken care of your taxes. So your tax has already been paid. So there's no need to worry about filing your tax return this season. And then number 4, you have no additional income, no other income. You have no other income besides your employment income. If all the income that you are getting is from your employer, you have no business, you have no side hustle, you are not a freelancer, then you are not required to file an income tax return. But if you have other incomes like investment income, then you must file. Number 5, you have no benefits. You have no taxable benefits from your employment. You don't receive travel allowance, you don't receive any other fringe benefits. So you will not be required to submit income tax return. And number 6, if any of these things apply to you, if any of them apply to you, or if the opposite of any of these apply to you, then you are required to submit an income tax return. And then number 6, if you have earned interest, let me say interest below the threshold. If you have earned interest below the threshold, for those who are younger than 65, their threshold is 23,000. Is it 23,800? And if you are over 65, your threshold is 34,500. This means that if you have earned interest, if you have an investment, or you have earned interest from your bank account, and the interest is less than 23,800, you are not required to file a tax return. The reason is because 23,800 is exempt, it's not taxable, but anything above this will be taxable. And if you are over 65, anything about any interest above this will be taxable, but below or this, then you are not required to pay tax. So what is the point of submitting that tax return? No point. And then number 7, if your income is from tax-free investments, if your income is from tax-free investments, then there's no need to file an income tax return, because after all, you are not going to pay tax on those tax-free investments earnings. And then number 8, if you have received lump sum from which tax has already been taken care of. If you have received a lump sum, and tax has already been deducted, then there's no need to file your tax return. So here's the best way to understand this, is that you have to tick all these boxes in order for you to not submit your income tax return this season. This means that you would ask yourself, have I worked for only one employer this tax season? If you say yes, then you move to the next box. You need to the next item. Is my remuneration less than 500,000 or less, yes, then I'm not submitting. Was PAYE deducted by my employer during the whole year? Yes, then you are not required to submit. Do I have other income? I have no other income except my employment income. Then if yes, you are not required to submit, so you must tick all these boxes. Did I receive any benefits such as travel allowance? If you did not receive no benefits, then you are not required to submit. Did I and then you would ask yourself, did I earn in interest? Yes. Is it less than 23,000? Is it less than the threshold? If you are younger than 65, then is it 23,800 or less? If yes, then you are not required. You meet this criteria and you are not required to submit the return. And then, did I receive income from tax-free investments? If yes, then that income is not taxable. There's no need to submit the tax return. Did I receive a lump sum? Yes. Has tax been deducted from this lump sum payment? Yes. Then you absolutely have no need to submit a tax return this tax period of 2025, which ended in February 2025.